Hey everyone, welcome to today's session. In this session, I'll be showing you exactly the interview process, like how I went in interviewing like 7, 8, 9, and 10 figure entrepreneurs. And I'll be showing you like step-by-step framework without any fluff, right? Like foresight. What I believe is you will be able to achieve whatever you want if you are able to see things before anybody else in your market, in your niche, right? Even if so many people are there in your niche, and if you are able to see the things ahead than them, you get unfair advantage, provided you act on the right time. Wisdom is not about never giving up, it's knowing when to, right? Like when to use, what to do and what not to do. And I'll be sharing with you the framework which I use to interview 100 plus entrepreneurs offline and online worth $8.5 billion. And the main objective is like I'll be showing you how I built network connections, getting more customers, and how basically you can connect with successful entrepreneurs and create huge impact. And I'll be dissecting the framework step by step. Like the first most important pillar which I tell you is like you have to understand is, are you solving the right problem? And that's the first thing. Like the most important question which I always ask is like entrepreneurs, like even if you see like Y Combinator or like top entrepreneurs who have made like $1 billion and above, they all understand one thing very clearly. Are you solving the right problem is the question what they ask. And are you doing something which can really impact lives, right? Are you in the right business and you are in the right time? And I believe like all of you guys, whoever is watching this, have an service, right? Like you have a product or like service. If yes, just tell yes in the chat. Like the first most important thing is solving the right problem. You are in the right business, either SaaS, software as a service, coaching, consulting, whatever you are into, and you are at the right time. Once we get that, setting the North Star is the most important thing, which I believe. Like what I believe is once you have like something with you, right? Like something valuable which you can give to the world, then we have to set out an North Star, like your purpose, like why do you want to do uh, what you want to do. Once you set up your North Star, everything will become so easy, because if you don't have a North Star in place, right, everything becomes so difficult. And that's the first most important pillar which I will tell you is like setting out your own North Star. And that's what I will tell you. Now before you start your interviews, like you have to understand, not just to set a goal, okay, I will make so much money, I will do this, I will do that. You have to understand uh, your why. Because unless you know like your clear why, right, like why you are doing what you are doing, after certain days like you may give up. And that's why you should have a clear why are you starting your interview show, and what is like your vision, right? Your vision is to inspire. In my case, I started Real Knowledge Club, like inspiring people, like what it takes to build like great $1 billion businesses and like $1 million businesses. Because I didn't had the foresight, or like I don't know, I haven't built a $1 million business or a $1 billion business. But what I know is if I can interact with the people who is already done what I want to achieve, the same thing I can document that and I can showcase that to the people. And that's what I believed in. And that is what I currently do right now, is like sharing the knowledge of like the people who have already achieved what I want. Because I believe one thing is like, if you don't know something, when you ask, you will be able to get it, right? And that asking ability, if we have that, we will almost get anything what we want. And that's the first step. Now if you see here in the North Star, like the first thing is, as I've told you, understand your why, and then your vision, and then your mission, and then your principles, and then your desire, and like your obsession. Once you are clear with all these things, all you have to do is tick mark everything, right? Like, are you truly believe in what you're doing? Are you truly obsessed about what you want in your life? Once you understand these things, like other things will automatically fall in place, because you know that like you are the best in that, and like you believe in that, right? And these are the steps like you have to understand. Once you understand like your North Star, and the next step, which I call it as like your positioning, right? Once you understand all these things, like the faith, persistence about what you are, what you want to do, right? And the next step is like you have to believe in that, and like you have to persevere, like you have to be persistent with those things. Once you have these qualities, like it becomes so easy. Once all these uh, boxes are like ticked, then you understand, like we have to understand on your positioning. And that is the second step, which I call, unless you have like a great position, like the other person will not be listening to you. Do you agree or not? Right? Unless you have something to deliver valuable to them, like why will they come sharing like their super valuable time on your show? Right? They will not be able to come. There should be something meaningful and helpful for them, right? And that's when they are going to come. And that's why like your positioning, like your story, like what do I mean by your story? Like if somebody tells you like what are you doing, right? Like why this, why exactly you're doing, can you clearly show them like why you are doing what you're doing? Like see, like great people already can sense you even before talking to you, right? Do you guys agree or not? They'll be able to understand, okay, he's doing this, maybe he has a different intention, why is he doing what he's doing, right? They will be able to sense you like very clearly. And that's why you need to have something in place so that you create a better infrastructure for them. And that is why like you should have something in place, which I call like why this, why now, and why me. And this is what even Naveen Jain tells, that if you have this framework and like status delta, right? See, like nobody believes or like trusts anyone directly. Do you guys agree or not? Like you have to do like multiple touch points, and they should believe that like you are someone who truly believes in what you are doing. And based on that, like the status delta, Grant Cardone calls it as like altitude, right? And like personal branding experts call it as like your personal brand, right? There should be something high leverage activity with you, and that's when like they are going to trust you. Once you have like your positioning, then you like your product market fit, like YC, the Y Combinator, they specifically focus on this. And in India, like if you see all the coaches tell like your micro niche, right? Now in our case, like example, like when Ravi was telling he wants to interview people, immigrants, right, who are doing really successful people, right? And the others who were telling like we want to interview like the top creators, right? You have to understand where is your audience, what's the product market fit, what do they specifically want. Once you understand those things, right, who is your audience, what, how your products can be helpful for them, then you can basically go to the next step, which I call as leverage. Now, see, leverage means like the distribution channel. Like your distribution channel can be any one of these things. Now, it can be like a Facebook group. Now, if you see, I had used my Facebook group to bring in like the people where I had people, and I also had the reason for someone to tell, hey guys, I have a YouTube channel. Like, can you come on my show? Right? I have like so many subscribers who will be ready to listen to whatever stuff you are teaching, right? Like whatever you are telling. And that is the stuff which I used to do, and that's how I was able to bring in people, because people believed that, people trusted that, oh my god, like when he's doing something and he's not only taking for himself, but he's doing this for others, right? Others means like community as a whole. And that's the power of community. Now if you see here, and this is the group which I had created, and this was the reason for me to bring in like a lot of top level entrepreneurs, right? Why do you think a billionaire whose value of time is like more than $100,000 per hour, right? Them spending time, 9-figure entrepreneurs, 8-figure entrepreneurs like Anik Singhal, Neil Patel, and lot more. I brought them, I did all the interviews over here, right? If you see here, the last recent interview with Dominic I had done on 23rd March, right? I brought in the people, and once the interview was done, what I tried to do is like I used to repurpose the videos on like YouTube, right? Because through the group people you can watch it live, but in the Facebook group not everybody is there, right? Like someone from outside, like how they will be able to join and learn was my question. And what I tried to do, I posted all the videos on like the YouTube channel. Now, similarly, what we can do is we can post all these videos across our social media platforms like LinkedIn. We can post, we can share it on everywhere. Like if you see here, this is the
But you will never be 10 times better than someone else, because to do that, you have to challenge the founder.
This is how, like with less than 300 subscribers, right? Like you guys can see 308 subscribers. A lot of people actually think, oh my God, I should have like million subscribers to do it. And I'll tell you, you don't need a million subscribers, neither you need a million members in your Facebook group. See, I started to interview with people when I had like less than, I believe, 1,000 members in the group, right? But that's something which you must have, which I call it like leverage, either like your Facebook group or YouTube channel. If you have already one of them, just tell me yes in the comments in the chat, right? You should have one of them. If you have any of these things, it becomes super easy. And once you have that, then the next what I tell is you should aspire. Like what you have to do is then we have to build in like an list of like the people whom you want to basically connect with, which I call it as like the dream 100. What do I mean by dream 100? Like the people who can elevate you, who can motivate you, who can connect with you with the other top entrepreneurs, like who aspires you, right? Who motivates you. You think like them, you want to become like them. They are like your role model, right? Those are the people like you have to interview for you and like your audience, your niche participants who are in your specific group, right? Maybe if you interview them, they will also find it valuable. What you have to do is come up with a list. Just write down all the names, like all the names of the people. Like for me, it was like a billionaire Naveen Jain, right? Because he built a $40 billion company that's more than 350,000 crores. I had this question. Okay, everybody, most of the people in India talk about how to make 1 crore or like 2 crores, but this guy talks about 300,000 crores, right? And this is the guy whom I want to learn from. Then my question was like fantasy list. They were on my fantasy list. Then internet marketers. Who is the best internet marketer on the planet, right? Like I figured out Anik Singhal is the best guy, 9 figures, right? He makes 250 crores and more, $30 million. And then I felt I have to learn from them. They were all like fantasy people. Now aspiring. See, I didn't start with billionaire Naveen Jain. I didn't start with Anik Singhal. I started with someone whom I can bring them, right? I started with 6-figure entrepreneurs, then slowly 7 figures. And that's the process. It's like building the momentum up, right? And that's what you have to do. And once you have built certain interviews, that's the next step. You have to interview certain people at your category, right? Like 6 figures or 7 figures. Once you are able to build certain results with you, then you can interview like 8 and 9 figure entrepreneurs as well. And then the next step, what you have to do is once you figure out the market research about whom you want to interact, then what you have to do is you have to know market research. Like you have to understand their story, right? Like who are the people. Now example, in my case, I understood about who they are, like Naveen Jain, where he stays, when he was born, where he was born, how many children he has, what is the book he wrote, how much money he has made, how many companies he has, at what time zone he stays, right? How many members are there in his company, right? I started to do like the market research, and that is what you have to do. Whoever that person is, like you have to understand and do the market research about their story, right? Like about their story, or who are they, what integral role do they play into this world, right? What is the value they added in the world? Like you have to understand all those things. Like once you are able to understand those things, right, whatever I have put out here, their achievements, their character traits, their beliefs, everything, like you will be able to make it easier, because now you have put a perimeter, like okay, these are the set of people whom I want to interview. Once that is clear, the most important skills, once you are able to do that, then what you have to do is then the message crafting. Now your profile is well optimized, like you have to understand, like you have understood the market research, everything. Then like you have to message craft them. The first thing is like you have to compliment them. See, no, everybody in the whole world likes somebody complimenting. Do you guys agree or not? whether they are like billionaire, whether they are millionaire, whether they are broke, whether they are beggar. Everybody likes a compliment, right? You have to compliment for the work what they do and the kind of infrastructure they have created. And second thing is, then you can introduce about who you are, and then you can talk about like your community, why you are doing this and why they have to trust you, right? Once you are able to make that, you have complimented them. Hi sir, like you are doing amazing, I love what you're doing. And they work, right? Like you are doing something really incredible, and who you are, what is the community you have, and why they should trust. And in few sentences you have to tell what is there for them, right? What is there for them. Once you are able to do that in a very systematic approach, and then ask them what can be the time when they can come on your interview show. And you also have to send like your calendly like calendar, like Google Calendar or something, so that they can schedule it. Once all these things, like your message is being crafted, then I call it something called like outbound prospecting, right? Based on the research, whatever we would have done from the market research, and then what we do is send the outbound prospecting. What we do is, once we understand the message, this is the most important step. This message is like going to be crafted one time, right? But it can be used again and again, because it's like you are the same person, right? No matter how many interviews you do, like the message is going to be the same. But what's the changes it's going to have is like, oh, every time whoever like you message them, like some wordings and some things you are going to change. It's like uh, what I can tell in the school, right? Like teacher teaches like the syllabus every year. It's going to be remaining the same thing, right? Only thing is they will change the name and the marks card, something like that. Once you understand the message crafted, like the outbound messaging is like you have to write down like their Facebook profile link. See, what I really love among all the other platforms is Facebook. See, what happens is when you send through Facebook, someone can see you, right? Based on your past work. Now, example, I'll show you an example. When I interview, like when I request someone, right? What they do is, it gives like more credibility when somebody just opens the profile itself. Now, I would have added from my profile. As soon as they open, they'll be like, man, he's with Anik Singhal. Maybe who is this guy? Then if they little bit scroll down, they are seeing Neil Patel over here, right? World's top 10 digital marketers according to Forbes. And I have written something like Summit. They will just click on that. They will see, okay, he's somebody who is doing interviews since a long time, right? It feels more comfortable for them. And that is what you can do it. You can write down something, your top accomplishment on your featured section about what you do or whom you have interviewed, like that, so that the other person feels safe if they come to you, or like if they want to message you, or like if they want to reply to you. And that's the step you have to make sure that you do it, right? From your Facebook profile, like you can send the message, and then like Instagram, right? And that's how I was able to bring in some really good people. But almost 80% of the people, whoever I was able to bring, it all happens through Facebook. Maybe like 10% through Instagram, and cold email, right? Like sending an email, 10%. And this is how exactly it worked. It worked out for me. Because what happens is, when someone sees your profile, they will trust you more. Do you guys agree or not? If you just agree, just tell me yes in the chat. Like people have to see you, right? Like nobody wants to mess with somebody who doesn't know anything about them, right? Once your message is crafted, what you can do is you can go out there and put out like whatever stuff you are doing and start messaging them. Build a list. Now, whatever you have done, build a list among all the people whoever like you want to interview. Once the list is like ready, then you can do the outreach for them, and then you can bring them to your platform. Like for the interview, you can just request them. And this is the most important step. Once you do that, and what are the skill sets you needed, right? Like the most important, see, the first thing which I call it like intellectual curiosity. See, all the top 10 people in any industry, right? Let me know in what industry you are in the chat, whether it is billionaires like Elon Musk, Naveen Jain, Warren Buffett, or like anyone in the music industry, A.R. Rahman, in the film industry, like Rajinikanth, Amitabh Bachchan, whatever the industry you are in, right? All the top 10 people almost have a common thing. Like they are always curious, intellectual curiosity, which I call. And that's the mindset which is required for you to really get the results. Are you truly believing in it, and do you actually bring in like people? And that's what you have to do. Intellectual curiosity, what if mindset, imagining the world, and relentlessness and patience. See, a lot of people actually try to message someone, and within like few days, if they tell no, they're like, oh my god, it's not working, right? Like nobody's like replying to me. It doesn't work that way, right? It's like long term. Like imagine you are going and proposing a girl and telling her I like you or like I love you. Do you think the girl is going to tell you, no matter who you are, right, in the first go itself, hey, I too like you? What do you guys think? Let me know. Right, that's humanly not so much possible, right? Like people have to trust you, like people have to believe in you, and that's when they are going to come to your this thing. And that's why you have to be like super patient about whatever you are doing, right? It takes time. For me, it took me almost like 6 months, like 9 months to get a billionaire and 4 months to get a nine-figure entrepreneur, right? You have to be patient enough because they are like the people, very wealthy people, high net worth individuals, and they are like they have everything in the world, right? Like example, if I talk about Naveen Jain, he has the private jets, he has the yacht, he has everything. He's connected with all the incredible people, right? And they have, their time is like super valuable, and you always have to make sure that you are patient enough, and you just believe in yourself. And that's the thing. What you have to need is, like always, you have to be curious, and you also have to be humble. Most important thing is humble. If you try to be little bit arrogant or like egoistic, like oh my god, like nobody is going to come, right, on your interviews or like your shows. And see, this is something which you have to earn it. It's not like something like a customer, hey, here is the money, I want to interview. It does not happen that way, right? You also have to be, most importantly, humble. If you're not humble, among out of all these things, like you will not be able to get them, right? And that's the key step, right? In fact, that's the most important thing out of all which I can tell you. You have to be patient, like you have to be relentless, and like you have to be humble, right? And you just have to believe in yourself. And see, these are the like the things coming from my experience, right? In fact, I'll also tell you what including like Naveen Jain has to tell, right, in his video. Like this is the best proof for you guys. Just play this for you. Yes, before we conclude, any last words, advice you want to tell to all the people who are watching this Real Knowledge Club Summit?
I mean, honestly, Akshay, that first of all, I said, I want to thank you for doing what you do to spread this knowledge you do. And thank you for being, staying humble and staying persistent, because that is what it takes in life sometimes to do that. So I'm just amazed that you did not give up and you continue to persist and ask me again and again until I found the time to be able to do that. And I just, everyone who's listening to it, please know that, it is people like Akshay who are making a difference in this life. So anything you can do to contribute to that, that's how knowledge spreads.
Thank See, and that's the thing, like if you see here, and this is the common thing, what I have seen among most of the people also tell, like you just have to be humble, like you have to be relentless. And if you see all like great athletes also have this same common framework, right? Do you guys agree or not? And that's what people like. And you also have to do like multiple touch points, right? Once you have all these things in place, like you do everything right until now, like all these steps from the starting, right, or like you have the right problem solving, the right business, like the right timing, the right north star, the positioning is right, you have the right leverage, you have the great list of like 100 people, like you have done a proper market research about who they are, what they do, how they can help you out, message has been crafted, send outbound messages like properly. At least imagine uh, 20 messages a week, right? Like 20 people a week, or like 10 people in a week, right? If you do that properly, like you will definitely get the results. right? And schedule the interviews on the calendar. Like you have to schedule the interview. That's the most important thing, right? And with that, on also asking the right questions. See, now today we live in the most progressive society ever in the human history, right? Now you can in fact ask any question to like Chat GPT, and it will also give you the answers. Like you just have to ask the right prompts to ask questions to it, or else it will not be able to answer. With that being said, this is how exactly like you can use it. And over here, like whatever interview you have to do, asking the right questions. Over here, you can use the help of like AI, right? AI and the Chat GPT. And you can also see other people in your industry who has already interviewed them, watch their interview once, right? So that past people who have interviewed them, by doing that, like you will be actually able to understand, okay, how basically it works, everything. Like that's how the knowledge spreads, that's how like the world functions, right? Now, like you can in fact go and ask like Chat GPT about how to basically interview anyone, and it gives you like tips also, right? How to interview uh, a 9-figure entrepreneur, 9-figure Inc. 5,000 entrepreneur. Send me 20 questions. If you just ask anything, it will also be able to give you like the questions format. Now, if you see over here, whatever I have just written, right, it is giving me certain questions. See, what happens is now today you don't have any what I can tell, like you don't have any excuse to tell, okay, I don't have a great team, I don't have a player, right? I don't have like someone like Birbal sitting with me and guiding me exactly how to go about, right? You ask now, see, it does not matter now. Imagine you are into an industry where you want to interview immigrants, how to interview immigrants entrepreneur, immigrant. Only thing is you have to spell properly entrepreneur who went who went from India to USA and made millions, right? You can just put the right question. The only thing is the prompt has to be right so that it will give you like the right answer. Now you have all the things. Can you tell us a little background about how you got immigrant? What inspired you to become entrepreneur? What was the biggest challenge? How did you define it? What adopted? Can you describe briefly? Right, in this way, like you will be able to get almost every single answer whatever you want. Right now you just have to frame your own 80% heavy lifting. With this framework alone, you can just go and interview almost anyone you want, right? And using like tools like Chat GPT, like doing everything. See, and that is what basically I'm right now working upon, how I can use like the Chat GPT in the right way, AI in all these things, right? Like right problem solving, with the right timing, how we can make the interviews more interesting, and how we can give more value. At the end of the day, business is all about solving the right problem to the right people. And if you can solve that, if you can make other people lives better, the end goal, like the byproduct is you will be able to make money with it. With that being said, like you can implement all these things and skyrocket your business, like step by step, right? Just implement whatever I told, like the framework, whatever I told you, like step by step. In fact, you can take a screenshot of this image and like use it also, right? And implement it. Once you get the results, once you're able to interview someone, just send me a thank you message or a thank you note. And if you want more help about exactly how to do, then we can help you out in our done for you process, where we help you to fast track like your process. See, in fact, you can implement everything here, right? If you want still like faster access and faster support and this thing, then we can help you to interview 2-4 entrepreneurs done for you. With that being said, thank you so much guys for watching until here. And now I'll be happy to answer whatever questions you have. Let me know what questions you have. And before that, what was your takeaways also, whatever, right? Open. Now it's open for like Q&A, question and answer. Yes. Let me know, guys, what question you have.
Yeah, Akshay, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
As you shared with us, they see your, what do you say, authority, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you get that initially when you are getting started? How do you get that traction from the people whom you want to interview?
Okay, that's a great question. Uh, I appreciate that. See, getting authority, right? And see, one more thing, what we all have to know is nobody started with everything, right? Including Naveen Jain didn't had $8 billion in his bank, neither me or like none of my mentors. We all started from zero, right? How you can use it is like in what you can do is when I was getting started, I always used to give credits to my mentor. Like if you see like Sam Owens, hey, I'm a Sam Owens student. I'm part of his community. I'm Russell Brunson's community. I'm learning stuff from them. I want to interview people in ClickFunnels community. I'm part of Russell Brunson's tribe. I like to interview like the funnel hackers, right? I really love the impact what they're doing. I want to connect with you. Can you tell me like your story and this thing, right? You will be amazed. So many entrepreneurs on the top are like very humble. See, of course, in India, like a lot of people didn't agree to come on my interview shows, right? Especially people who have just made like 1 crore or 2 crores. They just saw this metrics, like how many subscribers you have on YouTube or group. But people in like countries like tier 1 countries like USA, UK, they are super humble. When I interviewed guys like Neil Patel, when I sent him a message on WhatsApp, within 2 minutes he replied, "Yes, we can do it." And I was so shocked. Is it like real Neil Patel or like some fake Neil Patel message? And I was like, man, can you send me like a voice note or something? Because I could not believe it, right? He replied. And I was like, man, mostly this can be a fake guy, right? Not the real Neil Patel. Then afterwards he replied, then I became calm, right? People on the top are like humble. We think that they will reply to us or not. It's all about, you just have to take the initiative and ask. And if you do that, you'll get the answer. Yes. I hope you got your answer, Siva.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do we portray that to them? Is it only through email, or do we have any other channels to get their attention?
Okay. See, what I call is like combo effect. Okay. Combo effect is like you can use all the different platforms, right? Now, when I was trying to connect with Naveen Jain or like someone big level entrepreneurs like Anik, I don't know on which platform they use. And all these people also have like moderators or like assistant with them, right? Most of the time, their team actually handles that, right? And only they will actually try to put the message to that main person. Like few days back, I was messaging the Ivan Michael, right? Like the top 10 rules to success. Their team actually told, hey, Akshay, we are getting a ton of messages on Instagram. Maybe you have to message him on the email or like Discord, right? And this is also an approach which I truly believe, I truly love this. Now, a few days back, when I had messaged like certain top marketers in India, right? I was messaging like Saurabh sir. I in fact had his number for the interview, but I was not getting the reply on WhatsApp. But I know like their team, right? Like example Shivam or like the sales head or the other guy. Hey man, like I just want to interview. Just can you pass on this message to them? And that is also a way for you to get the message to them, right? If you cannot connect directly with that person, what you do is figure out 3 to 4 people who will hang around with them, whether they are like a video editor, whether they are a content writer, whether they are a social media guy, whatever it is. You can go to LinkedIn, and if you type their company name, no matter which company, Google, Facebook, or anything, you can see the employee working there, right? I also work in Google, I work in Tesla, or whatever it is. You try to convince them, build a relationship with them, and they can pass your message to them, right? In that way, you can do it.
Sir, I want to ask any question.
Yeah, sure.
How to encourage people for interview, because many of them camera shy.
Okay. You mean people have to start interviews?
Yes.
See, when was the best time to learn from someone, right? Like a billionaire or a billionaire. Like you either have to have like crores of rupees, or like either you have to be a king or a queen or an actor, or like you have to be born in an affluent family, right? In fact, to network with them, connect with them. Like if you see like Snapchat CEO, even this guy, he became so successful. He was like world's one of the youngest billionaires, right? By the age of 2022. Why did he become so successful? Why not other 21, 22-year old in the entire world? Because he had a very good network. When he was 15 years, 14 years, his parents were like from very affluent family. They brought in the best coaches, mentors to come and tutor to his son in his house. Right now, interviews is the way for you to go and reach to anybody in the world whom you want to. All you have to do is just ask them, request them, this is my community, I have a tribe, this is for my school, this is for my this thing, and this is my goal. We want people to be inspired, we want people to start the businesses. You have achieved that. Can you share us little bit of insight? Can you share us like little bit of wisdom so that we can learn and implement? And people now see, nobody is going to think like you as a competitor, because they are like miles ahead, right? Like light years ahead. They just want to give little bit back to the world, right? Like paying forward. That's what they believe in, because even they also know somebody helped them in their journey, right? And now whatever they can, they just want to share it. Now it is like you have to take initiative. When you don't have like millions of rupees or dollars with you, you just have to take the initiative, go out, approach them with the folded hands, and you'll get the like once you invite, you get the reply, and that's how you can do it. The main thing is intellectual curiosity. You have to be curious for that. Unless you ask, the answer is always no. The same applies to everything. You don't ask someone, right? If you don't ask someone, hey girl, I like you, hey boy, I like you, I want to marry you, the answer will be always no, right? Even with our parents, if you don't ask, mom, I want to study in this school, mom, I want to play with this, anything like that, if you don't ask, answer is always no. Go and ask what's there wrong. If one person tells no, there is always someone who can tell yes, right? And you all have to be habituated with people who are trying to tell you no, right? You will face a lot of rejections, right? And that's how you do it. I hope you got your question, Sadhya.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Any other questions, guys? Let me know.
No, sir.
Pleasure. Ravi, Tanmay, Vikrant, Sagar, Nitesh.
Hi, Akshay. I appreciate for sharing all the amazing stuff what you have gone through so far.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have much questions about it. The only thing is, what is the main intention of doing the podcast? Okay, of course, it is the proximity. And that is the one thing. But a lot of the people are using for the different ways. One is to build the connections. Second one is to grow the network. Third one is to build the customers. Okay, everybody is using their own way to figure it out in the podcast way. Nowadays, brands, if you see particularly, every small brand was building their own podcast channel. And of course, their objective is to engage the certain level of the people. Here, initially, not every podcaster need not to be do in the network modes. If you see the Nikhil Sai, of course, he has used the podcast as an authority hack to get the clients.
Yes.
Okay. In any such way, okay, whomever you are dealing with, if you could able to, is there any way? The thing is, for suppose, take an example so that everybody can relate to it.
Yes.
For example, take an customer sites. For example, real estate people. If suppose is my customers, I would like to build an authority to serve to them. Okay, what are all the best use cases I can able to do through the interview process so that I can build easy trust.
Got it. In the real estate, right?
Yeah, for example. Okay.
Okay. Now, see,
In US.
yes. Now it all has to start with us, our problem, right? It all starts from our frustration. When I got started into interviews, because I had a deep reason for it, because I had some amazing team members with me, they had left me, right? I was frustrated. Oh my God, like if she leaves me, what can I do? Can I find someone who is like 10 times intelligent, 100 times intelligent, 1,000 times more intelligent than them? I took it as a mission. Okay, if someone doesn't want to join or like work with me, I can in fact meet people who are like 100 times bigger than them, right? I try to approach to some small players like 7 figures, like you can call them as crore club achievers in India, right? They rejected, hey, we can't come to your show. I was like, okay, fine, man, I'll 100x this goal. Now, what you can do is in your real estate, this thing, so many people actually want to understand which place, which plot to buy, which gives like an better ROI, return of investment. What is the best place to afford? Because not every real estate can give like the best ROI, return of investment, right? Now what you can do is, like example, like Shobha apartments are there, Nitesh apartments are there, whatever it is in the place. You can try to approach someone who is like really good, who has inspired a lot of people, who have played the mission. And you should have to create the win-win-win situation for everyone. Win for that person who is going to come on your show, so that even he's able to share his little bit about his knowledge and his marketing also, right? In the end, call to action, hey, come and buy my book, or like come and see my apartment. Second thing is, he's sharing some knowledge and like some mistakes what he did in his life, real estate. Probably he would have wasted so many crores of rupees buying some unnecessary things which didn't got him good healed, right? And third thing is, to your audience, providing that good knowledge, right? With that, what it happens is, somebody who is completely new to real estate, they don't know how to buy a house, they don't know which place to go. You can, with their experience of like 20 years, 30 years, your audience will be able to know that. Once you are able to interview like 110 people, 20 people, that influence and authority comes to you also. If you have to become a good known brand, right? Usually people tell you it takes like 20 years or 10 years to become really good in what you're doing. But if you start interviewing someone, now if you see like Nikhil Sai, right? Nobody in whole India or like in entire Asia was able to achieve that level success so fast, right? Like getting like so many awards. I know only one guy in India who has achieved like 2x award, $10 million award, right? But he persisted, continuous 2 Club interviews, close to 100 interviews he did. Every person sharing at least 30 minutes, 1 hour, that opened his mind, right? Then any course or like mastermind, because every coach just gives you little bit only, right? Whereas he interviewed 100 millionaires, even like a small pattern would have been registered in our brain, like reticular activation system, right? And you will not do that mistake. If one fellow gives you advice of time management, if 100 people are telling use the time in the right way, use on the high leverage, work on the high ticket clients, your entire mindset will be changed, right? And what someone can grow in 10 years or like 5 years by you consistently interviewing like 40, 50 entrepreneurs in a year, you'll be able to get that. You get learning from them for free, which is worth thousands of dollars. You get the leverage for free, which people have to do so much of hard work. And third thing is, you also build your brand, and you are also giving audience also like truly so much valuable stuff, right? In that way, if you see like Lopin, when we brought Nikhil Sai is one among them in India, and I'm one among them, and there is all one more person, that's it, only 3 people something like that have brought him in entire Asia, like RJ Ahmed, right? Couple of them. Now somebody who has achieved so much, like one thing is, even the audience don't know how to reach to them. When they have brought, even the audience are so happy. They were like, even this kind of guy exists, $400 million in sales. Their mind was blown away, right? In that way, it is like win for you, win for your community members, win for the person. Everybody is happy, right? And this is the perfect model for you to build a personal brand with no money or like nothing. You can talk to anyone. I'm just speaking with you guys through my iPhone and internet, right? And like this, you can meet anyone in USA or like anyone from any place with utmost no money at all. There is no money involved. I've not paid anyone even a single rupee, single dollar for any interview. Hey, here is the money and you come. And this is absolutely for free.
Sir, I have one question more.
Sure.
When I message someone for interview, they don't give response, don't give reply. How should I treat them?
Okay, see, if someone does not reply, maybe that person is not able to see that value spark in you, and maybe their vision and like values and principles may not match with you, like your bandwidth. Now you have to create something where they can connect with you, right? And also what you can do is on every birthday or like New Year, Happy New Year, Happy Christmas, Happy Eid Mubarak, right? Send them messages. Nobody will tell, hey, why did you wish me on Happy New Year, right? Nobody is going to scold you, right? Or like nobody is going to tell something bad for you, right? Be messaging them constantly. Like if there is a tree, right? If you have to cut it, you have the axe with you. Continuously chop, 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 chop. You be continuously chopping. One fine day, the tree is going to fall, right? It is simple. Like you just have to be consistent and persistent.
Good answer.
Yeah,
Thank
my
you.
pleasure. Yeah, Ravi, any the questions?
Yeah, nothing, Akshay. So far, so good.
Awesome. And Sagar has a question. What's your question, Sagar? As a beginner, what is the first step to create more content with ourselves? Can directly go and approach people. Yeah, Sagar, that's what I told you, right? Like you can start with 6-figure entrepreneurs, then 7 figures, then 8 figures. It is always like a process, right? Like if you have interviewed certain people, like it becomes so easy for you to interact with anyone. That creates like a track record. I'll just share you my screen. It is like like you just have to be building up like your profile, right? With that, you build like your profile, right? It becomes more easy, like you stacking more achievements, right? Like if you start achieving something, like you put everything, like document. See, and that is one of the most important things I can tell you. Document your journey, right? I have documented everything. Document your journey, how I was, right? Like right now 2019, how I was 2020, how I was. Like you just showcase that to people. Now what are the things which is happening with you, and what is the success, like you are able to achieve that. Document that so that you also feel happy if you turn back and see. And that creates more what I can tell, like clarity. See, clarity comes from more evidence. If you back up more evidence, you get more what is that, you get more confident. And when you become more confident, you automatically become more clear. Like once you have more confidence, clarity automatically comes, and you will be able to uh, bring in like more and more people. Now for me right now, after me interviewing like billionaires like Naveen Jain, whose net worth is $8 billion, even Donald Trump's net worth is around that, this thing, right? The most powerful president in the entire planet. In fact, I can also message them. Only thing is I just have to follow up with them in the right way and provide them, show them what value they can get, right? And that's the confidence which I built after interviewing so many people. I was not like that in the starting. It always stacks up better, 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 better. Right? I believe you got your answer.
Yeah.
Right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah,
So,
sure.
so when you are interviewing these big people, do you sign a contract beforehand, or because you'll be using their pictures, or or you'll be using their photos in promotional material? So, do you sign some sort of contract, or it's like impromptu, like?
Okay. See, basically, what I do is like I don't what I can tell. I don't actually sign a contract or like this thing. Once they are on my show, I can post that video anywhere ever, right? Because they have given me the chance, right, to come and share their message. I have interviewed them, right? And this is going to be my resource, right? Because they have come on my platform, means on my community, and I have requested them and I have got the video, right? And I can repurpose anywhere I want. In fact, people also love that a lot, right? When imagine I have done a video with you, and if I share that video with you, you also will be ready to share with your audience, right? So many times, like including Naveen Jain had shared my post on his profile, means the video which I had done with him, right, on his stories, right? Imagine like you are getting free shout outs from a billionaire, right? And that's how it is, right? People like to do that. And people are always want to help people who are just starting out, right? And it's your resource, unless you are doing in the right way and you are using it in the right way, right, in the right message and the right process, right? And that is how it is. Someone asked me my Facebook. I hope you got your answer, Vikrant.
Yeah.
Someone asked my Facebook profile. Here is the link to my Facebook profile. And for all the people who also want to book a call with me, right? Like who wants to start with your interview done for you offer, I'll also send a link on the chat. You can also see that. And if you want, you can book a call with me. You can just fill in the application and you can book a call with us so that we can guide you step by step in a much faster way, so that anywhere if you're stuck, you will be like wondering, okay, how to start, right? I want someone to support me in a much faster way, right? We also have our mastermind where we teach you, guide you like a fast support. And second is we also have an application for only people whom we believe we can help you out with my network, right? I can help you to bring them on your shows. If you want to be interviewed, like we can get you interviewed with the top people. If you want to go on certain people's show, we can also help you with that, right? I have shared that link in the chat. Like if you want, you can also apply, book your call from there as well, right? Any other questions, guys? Let me know. Sagar, Vikrant, Gulshare, Nilesh, good to see you, right? And let me know, guys, like if you were to tell like top takeaways, right? What is like your top takeaways? Who wants to go first? Just tell me yes in the chat so that I can unmute yourself and you can tell us what was your top learnings since last 60 minutes. What was your top one or top two takeaways, so that it will be like revision to everyone, right? And then we can wind off today's session.
Yeah, Akshay, I can share my top learning from today.
Yes.
Yeah, the thing is, in order to contact the people whom you want to interview, you don't have to have so much background, so much all this stuff, right? Even if you are just starting out, even if you have nothing also, still you can reach out to the people. So people are really humble enough to even accept your invitation, and they'll come to your show. So that is the one thing which is my best takeaway. I'm going to implement it right away.
Absolutely. From when are you going to start your interview show? Also put a deadline for a date.
Sure, definitely. Within couple of weeks, I'm going to start my podcast. Maybe second week of April.
Awesome.
My goal is to do one interview each week.
Great. Yeah. We can talk after the call also, Ravi and Siva,
Sure.
like, right?
Yeah,
awesome.
Definitely. I would connect with you. I would love to connect with you. Yeah.
And others, let me know what's your takeaways. Satya, you want to tell?
Can you understand Urdu?
Urdu? No,
you can't understand Urdu?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you understand Urdu?
No. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, why?
I'm from India, right? Bangalore.
Okay.
Hindi only, actually.
Okay, one guy understands in Urdu. You can tell in Urdu also.
Okay. Okay. Almost मेरे 85 interviews complete हो गए हैं. I have done 85 interviews, alhamdulillah, and within 3 months in journey, I learned lot of things in interviews, alhamdulillah. But I'm still a student, and I want to learn many things from you.
So, what was your takeaways, today's takeaways?
Today's yes, I have a good thing, any evidence plus confidence. And this is equal to clarity. If you don't have evidence and confidence, you can't get clarity. So that was a good point I got, and I really appreciate you. You deliver good and nice information with us.
Thank you, Sadia. Yes. What about others? Ravi, Pallavi, Vikrant, Sagar, Nilesh, anyone want to tell? I believe it's how to.
Solving the right problem at the right time is the business. And right now, everything is about like mindset. We can reach out to anyone. The internet is open to all, and we have to utilize our time in a proper way. Like as you said, we can, even if you want, you can bring Jolan from on the call. Just the thing is like we have to follow up properly.
Right, awesome. Thank you, Asif, for telling. Sagar is telling document your journey. Absolutely. Ravi, what's your takeaway? One takeaway.
Yeah, persistence. One thing which really required, because we may get a lot of rejections once we got started. Handling the rejections is the major thing, even in the podcast or in the sales, in whatever the area we choose. Handling that and accepting and never give up mentality and keep on continuing and trying our level best. That is the one more trait one should develop. I'm thinking like that is the key takeaway.
Absolutely.
From my side.
That's awesome. Okay, guys, thank you so much for everyone to being so patient and being here until now. Right before we end, let's do the affirmations. Are you guys ready for the affirmation? Right, just tell me yes in the chat. This affirmations changed my life completely. Let's read this affirmation and then we'll wind off like today's session. What you can do is everyone can on your cameras take your right hand up and place it on your heart and just repeat these 4 lines. Okay, guys can also unmute yourself and just read down this quote, what I learned from my mentor Naveen Jain. Okay, you guys can place your right hand on your heart and just repeat it. I am going to dream so big.
I am going to dream so big.
People think I'm crazy.
People think I'm crazy.
I'll never be afraid to fail.
I'll never be afraid to fail.
I will never think anything is impossible to me.
I'll never think anything is impossible to me.
Because it becomes impossible for me.
Because it becomes impossible for me.
I will have a mindset of abundance.
I will have a mindset of abundance.
Never think of scarcity.
Never think of scarcity.
Right talent will be attracted by my obsession.
Right talent will be attracted by my obsession.
And inspiration.
And inspiration.
I am just one connection away.
I'm just one connection away.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah. And for all the people, do share it and tell the world, right? Like what you're doing, setting deadline, everything. And yes, go implement. And once you get results, let me know. Send me a thank you message on Facebook. Okay, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye. See you, everyone.